What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Venus square Neptune and the natal birth chart. So, first, we're going to break down what Venus is all about. Venus is about love, peace, tranquility, creativity, has to do with the way that you love and you love nature, the way that you want to receive love, and luxury. It has to do with the way that you also spend your money, how you love to spend money, your possessions, and things of that nature is definitely going to be linked to Venus. Okay, so now Venus is ruled by Taurus and it's also ruled by Libra. So now Neptune. Neptune is ruled by Pisces and it rules over the 12th house in the natal birth chart, where Venus rules over the second house and the seventh house in the natal birth chart. So Neptune is pretty much about illusion, confusion, self-denial, self-deception. It has to do with mystical, magical spells, dreaming in nature, but it does have to do with spirituality. Neptune can put yourself into self-denial, self deception. You can be deceived. You can look at things in a certain way, in a certain light that it is not in when you are dealing with Neptune. So, Neptune does bring a fog of haziness to the table. And sometimes it can be an optical illusion when you are dealing with Neptune. Things can be very much unclear, uncertain to you, almost like you're not sure, holding on to ideals. These are the things of Neptune. So we're going to jump into this right now. Venus squared Neptune and the natal birth chart. So now these men and women are unrealistic in love, okay? They have high expectations and ideals on love. They want things to be the way that they want them to be, opposed to how they actually are. Okay, so they can look at their partners in a way that they are absolutely not showing the fuck up in. All right, these men and women are in self delusion, self denial about love and what they should receive out of love. So, this is going to be a major theme for the Venus squared Neptune men and women. You are extremely sensitive and you can be so defensive in your ideals on love. These men and women find it hard to accept the truth in love. Take things for what they are is something that they find difficult to do. So now what's going on with this is that these men and women, even early on in life, they grew up looking at love in a certain kind of way, knowing how they would want to be loved, want to be nurtured, and also how they're going to give love out. So when they hook up and they get involved with partners, um, they can see their partners for who they are and add on extra characteristics, add on extra traits onto their partners. They can put their partners on pedestals, really have them in a high position, but they can also set out expectations, goals, have high standards that they want their partners to reach. And then their partners end up falling short because the expectations is so high, is so far-fetched to the point that they cannot reach them. This is where the Venus square Neptune person is going to be highly disappointed. They're going to feel like they are being deceived. They're going to feel like their partners are not being truthful, not being honest, lying to them, and all kinds of things like that. This is what goes on. It takes place in Venus square Neptune, if you have it. Moving along. So now dreaming and hoping and wishing for a perfect kind of love is what these men and women are going to do pretty much throughout their life. Okay, so now there is a trick to this, and we will get into that. You are in love with love and feel that you will be completely happy once you find that ideal partner. So these men and women believe in their minds that they will be completely happy once they find that true ideal partner. Okay, so they're seeking out the love, seeking out the validation through another person. This is where they feel like they're going to find their complete happiness from. When in all reality, you find your happiness through yourself. Okay, loving yourself, loving who you are, no matter if you're paired up or not, no matter if you're together with somebody, involved with somebody, dealing with somebody or not. Okay, self love is first, and then that allows you to be able to love fully in the proper, productive kind of way. Okay, so now these men and women can fight to the death on what they believe in as far as love goes. They can fight for their love. They can fight for what they feel like is owed and due to them in love. These men and women can really deny their self of true love and can find themselves highly disappointed in relationships because what you expect out of another is too far fetched and hard for the partner to reach. A life lesson for you is to have self love and self worth and learn to love those around you. So, this is definitely very important, essential for you men and women to understand and realize that self love, it's going to come within your self worth. It starts with you first. Okay. Early on in life, these men and women could have grew up in a home where it wasn't very much affectionate, but they could have very well seen love in many different ways, seeing people in their hood, in their community, where they grew up, how they were treating their women or how they were treating their men, okay, and then interpret love to be how they wanted it to be, opposed to how it really is and what it really is. These men and women want to know what love is about, okay? And they really struggle throughout their lives to really understand what true love is about. Okay, true love is not about the outer, okay? It's about the inner. It's about realizing that going underneath the surface and really taking things that people say to account. All right, you have to look after people's feelings and take their feelings into consideration, the way that you might speak to them, the way that you might talk to them, okay? With this placement, it is like a sacrificial kind of love that is going on because these are the type of men and women that will deal with somebody and they probably do not end the relationship. It's probably the partner that ends a relationship with them because they have high hopes that one day things are going to turn around. One things are going to change, and they come to find out a lot of times that that's not what's going to happen, and that is not what's taking place. Okay. Another thing, these men and women can experience a series of unfortunate events as far as in love. Okay. They can go through many chaotic storms in their relationships. Um, they can deal with several different partners at a time. They can be in a committed relationship and just be completely committed to that person. But they still will go through their struggles in the relationship. Your creative energy can help you come up with rather imaginative sexual activities to do as well as initiating passionate fire that gets taken in bed. You will choose to live in a dreamland to escape reality. At times, you can come up with short, sometimes you can come up short on getting things done. You will cherish the generous living and might be lucky enough to be born into a wealthy family. So these men and women can be born into a wealthy family. Their parents could have been living very well, had a lot of things provided for them as a child. What definitely could have jumped off was the love inside the house, as far as encouragement, letting you know that things are going to be okay, letting you know directions that you should go into life, or just trying to show you how to move in this world, really being more attentive to you. This was lacking in the home, even if they had a good, wealthy life and clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, food on the table. Okay, maybe the parents weren't giving them a lot of hugs. Okay, giving them encouragement, like I said before, or just maybe they didn't feel open enough to be able to communicate with their parents or a parent, somebody in the home. It was lacking. And when these men and women grow up, like I said, they interpret love for how they interpret it. Okay, this can also be signified by having tough love, rough love. Okay, definitely could have been going on in their life. Okay, almost like in order to get love, you have to do something for it. Okay, and then this is where the love is going to come. On top of that, they can definitely be with somebody for many, several years. Okay, loving this person, being in love with this person. This is how they feel. Okay, but there are layers to the person that they're not realizing that is a part of them. And if they do realize it, they don't like it, and this is where the conflict jumps off once again, because they're not seeing their mates in a realistic light. Okay, so you have to definitely look at your mates and take it for what it is. You can't make up shit in your mind on what you think it is. No, it is what it is, period. So you can have insecurities surrounding self-worth, self-love. If these men and women do marry, okay, um, they do need to take their partner's feelings into account. All right, you do not want to get married to get a divorce. It does not signify that you will get a divorce, but you do have to take down those ideals, all of the high expectations and standards. It is good to have standards, it is good to have expectations. But when they are so created in a light that it's unreachable, this is where you're going to become disappointed. You're not going to like it. You're going to be highly upset, and you're not going to understand what the fuck is going on and what is jumping off. Okay? If these men and women do manage to see their self for their true worth, everything else will come naturally. You might be prone to providing too much trust and love, and might end up taking advantage of you. So somebody definitely could take advantage of these men and women, um, take their kindness for weakness, because they are so willing to work on the relationship. They are so willing to try to mix and mend it, that they can get their heart broken in the process. Understanding and realizing what your partner really is and who they truly are, and not try to make them out to be what you want them to be. This is also a placement where the individual, the Venus and the Neptune, square Neptune person, they will come up with ideas, they will come up with suggestions for their partner on how they should better themselves, better their lives, and better their worlds. The problem with this is that people are going to do what they want to do. They're going to be who the fuck they want to be. And just because this is a nice suggestion doesn't mean this is what they're going to do. And if they don't go along with your plan, this does not mean that they do not care for you, they do not love you. Okay? Because they definitely could be with partners that cannot be changed, cannot be rearranged, and cannot be tamed. Okay? These men and women are going to seek out partners that they would want to, sometimes in some cases, change them. Okay, now some of you might not even admit it, that this is what it is and this is what you would like to do, But in all reality, we know that Neptune is involved, so we know this is exactly what the fuck you will do. You will do this from time to time. And this doesn't go for every single person, but it does go for many. That you will look at your partner and see them, love them, and say to yourself, you know what? If they were just like this, or if they were more like that, then this would be like this, and then it would be like that. But the reality is that it's not like that. It might not ever be like that. It's going to be like this, and this is what you got, and this is what you got to work with and deal with. Or you don't have to, and you can move on and just deal with somebody else. But a lot of times, this is what they will do. You ever had a relationship and you be like, and then things broke down and you're not with the person anymore, and you think to yourself, you know what, if they didn't do this, if they didn't do that, and this and this and that, then we would have just got along and everything would have been fine and we would have still been together. This is what they do. And they do it inside of the fucking relationship. They do it in a relationship. If you was just like this, or if you were more like that, then it would be like this and that. And this is, they go on in their minds like this. And it's a vicious, a very vicious cycle that they can find themselves getting into consistently and constantly, putting the ideals on people, putting them on pedestals, looking at them in a light that they're not even fucking in. Okay? Making excuses for the shit that their partners do. And on top of that, their partners can also take advantage of them, take their kindness for weakness. Their partners can know that they're not going anywhere. Their partners can know that even if they leave, they're coming back, and really play and prey on that. Another thing with this placement, these men and women also can be out there doing their own things from time to time. Okay, even though they do seek out that full, um, dreamy, idealistic kind of love, they want a magical, mystical kind of love. However, they can also go out and just play the field and do the things that they do also. Um, this does not signify being completely honest with yourself. Okay, these men and women not being honest about their love nature and how they truly do deserve to be loved. They deserve it, they want it, they seek it out, but they don't understand what love is really about. So the thing to this is to really dive deep and dig deep into yourself, your self-worth, who you are, and truly love yourself, because true love is going to come from you loving yourself first and then loving somebody else after. Okay, so this is all I'm going to say about this for now. In future videos to come, I will go into more depth, more into detail into this placement. Please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, be sure to hit me up. I am the chef goddess also at Supreme Royale Catering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit me up. Sorry, be sure to hit him up at, I'm messing up. Be sure to hit him up at AronNesbitt90 at gmail.com. His business is Steve's Handy Helpers. And if you need a tarot card reading on love and relationship, spirituality, financial situations, career, money, or even your health, that will be $30. If you need me to analyze a birth chart for you so you can fully understand and grasp, that will be $50 for 2 hours. If you need a synastry chart, which is a compatibility chart between two individuals, that will be $70 for 2 hours. So, this has been a Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.